Hey everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Today's a fun one because we've got 4 different rackets to glue up, and what's special is that all 4 customers came in with the same blade, the Butterfly Fan Zhendong Super ALC. That means the foundation is the same, quick, crisp, and just the right balance of control and power. But the toppings are where the magic happens. Each racket has its own story, its own personality. So let's dive in, one by one, and see how each setup feels. Alright, first one is a smart, budget-friendly build. First up, we've got a really smart and practical combo. On the forehand, is Hurricane 3 NEO Orange Provincial, and on the backhand, we're reusing an old Dignics 09C red sheet. On the backhand, the Dignics is broken in, less bouncy, a bit tamer, but still tacky grippy enough to flick, roll, and counter. Honestly, a worn-in 09C can be very comfortable for blocking and controlling pace. Orange sponge is a little softer than blue, so it gives you more dwell time, easier arc, and is more forgiving on those spinny brush loops. Perfect for players who want that classic Hurricane control, but don't always want to muscle through every shot, so this setup feels balanced, spinny and friendly on the forehand, reliable and stable on the backhand. Plus, reusing that old Dignics saves money while still keeping plenty of performance. Next, we've got something for the Hurricane purist, double Hurricane. Blue Provincial on the forehand, Orange Provincial on the backhand. The blue sponge is the powerhouse, harder, denser, and when you put your weight into it, it really drives the ball through. Perfect for those forehand bombs. The orange sponge, though, is a bit softer and friendlier. That's why it's on the backhand, easier to lift the ball, easier to roll with the wrist, and still tacky enough to give that classic Hurricane spin. So, this racket has one clear identity: heavy, sticky spin on both wings. But the orange side balances things out, making the backhand less demanding. It's a nice twist on the full Chinese feel, same DNA, but a touch of forgiveness. Alright, now we're moving up to the luxury build, the most premium of the day. Fresh out of the package, we've got a brand new Dignics 09C Red for the backhand, paired with the legendary Hurricane 3 NEO Blue National on the forehand. The National version is like the holy grail for Hurricane fans, denser, more powerful, and insanely consistent. When you accelerate properly, it gives you that ball sinks in, then shoots out kind of feeling that's just addictive, and with a brand new Dignics 09C on the backhand, you get the best of modern control. Out of the box, it's crisp, grippy, and super responsive. Perfect for countering spin, flicking over the table, and playing confident rallies. This setup is for the player who wants no compromise, the sharpest forehand weapon, and the most reliable backhand tool. Honestly, it feels like a pro's racket. And finally, our last build brings us back to the Blue Provincial forehand. But this time with a brand new Dignics 09C Red on the backhand. The forehand side is all about that classic Hurricane control, spin, precision, and a direct arc when you swing hard. It's demanding but rewarding. The backhand side, though, feels alive straight away because Dignics 09C has that sticky grip but also the spring from the fresh sponge. Blocks feel crisp, flicks come off naturally, and you can counterloop with a lot of confidence. This one's a really balanced racket, Chinese forehand discipline plus Japanese backhand stability. A setup you could take straight into a tournament and feel comfortable from the very first hit. And that wraps up our 4 builds, all on the Fan Zhendong Super ALC, same blade, but with small changes in forehand sponge or backhand choice. You get very different personalities. Double Hurricane for the purist, National Blue 09C for maximum precision and control, Provincial Blue 09C for value and balance, Provincial Orange 09C for a softer, more forgiving touch. That's the beauty of custom setups, same foundation, but each player can tailor the feel to their own style. Thanks for hanging out with me during these gluing sessions. Until next time, may your serves bite, your counters land, and your rallies bring you joy. Thank you and goodbye.